Hi, this is John from Proper Coils, and today we're going to have a look at the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. So this is the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. This was sent on to me by Daredevil over on Instagram, so I'll stick his Instagram tag here on the bottom. Head over to his Instagram page. He has some really cool coil shots and vape product shots over on his page. So the Fat Rabbit RTA, dual airflow system. It is a 28mm RTA, or 28.4 actually, so it's a little bit bigger than a 28mm, which is slightly strange. The capacity is 5.5mm. It's straight glass, which we'll see, and it comes with a spare straight glass. It comes with two NI80 fused Claptons, which we won't be using because we're using our own. Cotton, a coil cutting tool, which a lot of products seem to be coming with now. An accessory bag, which we'll go through, and obviously the tank. So we'll open her up. Here's the RTA. We'll go through that in a sec. We'll go through the contents first. So you obviously get your straight glass spare here, so no bubble glass. And we have some cotton, two tricore fused Claptons by the looks of it. We won't be using any of that. We have our copy of the coily tool and a Barbie screwdriver, which we will be using, and the copy of the coily tool. And we have a wee baggie full of O-rings and what looks like flathead spare grub screws and a bunch of black O-rings and your user manual. So onto the tank, we'll zoom it in. So this is the tank. We start from the bottom. So it's an A10 drip tip, and all of your regular A10s will fit, and they have a black O-ring in the inside, nice and clean on the inside. It's a bayonet fitting, so quarter turn and she'll pop off. Nice, very large kidney shaped holes for your juice to fill your tank. Very good. And quarter turn back on, and then the glass will turn and you can screw that off. You can also pop your glass off. There we go. Break it down more. And here's your body. So this is your airflow. So you have side airflow and you have bottom airflow, and it's the same, matched on both sides. You have the Dead Rabbit logo, and you have the Fat Rabbit. I don't like this Fat Rabbit here. They could have left just the Fat Rabbit logo on its own. It's a bit much, I think, but it would have been nicer, cleaner looking if it was. To be honest with you, I would rather no logos at all, but I think that's a bit garish or something. I don't know. I don't like it. So we'll screw this back on. The deck comes off with a quarter turn, and then it's press fitted with an O-ring. So you quarter turn to the left and pull, and there is your deck. There is the inner chamber. So you can see here is your side airflow down here, these four holes, and then your bottom airflow comes in here. That there is your notch that you need to line up to your deck to this notch here. When that's lined up, you press fit it in, and then you twist, and that locks it in place. So the deck. One thing I have noticed is that these The juice flow ports are very small. There is a lot of airflow in this RTA. You're going to be putting in ideally coils that will do 70, 80 plus watts. So it's a high wattage vape in RTA, and the juice flow holes are not very large, which means I can see wicking being an issue. Like, one way around it obviously is to really thin out your wicks, which I'm going to do when I'm doing the builds. But I think it's something they should have thought about more and made these a couple of mil either side larger or even higher. You haven't got a load of room for your cotton for a proper dual coil RTA. It's something, I think it's a bit of an oversight. They should have really made a bigger area there for your juice to hit your cotton and wick more easier, especially for a type of RTA that's designed for high wattage vaping. So, to be honest, that's going to be my main negative for the RTA. We'll get to the rest of the wee bits when we get up top, but yeah, that's a big negative for me. On the bottom here, this wasn't one for sale. It was a sample, so it's there is no serial code or serial number. So you just have your Hellvape, your CE mark, and your don't vape in a bin, as Victor says. And it is hybrid safe because the pin is protruding plenty from the threads. I'll show you how you pop this back on. So you find your notches, push it in, and turn to your right. And that is it, locked in place now. So your airflow is Cyclops at the bottom. That's it, fully open. And there is a locking mechanism, so it doesn't spin right round. And then your side airflow is 4 large holes, both sides. Now, when you take out your jack, you can see what way the bottom airflow works. So your air obviously comes in here, goes under the deck, and comes straight up to your coils. Obviously, bottom airflow on an RDA or RTA is going to give you a very good flavour. It depends now how the side airflow is going to if it's going to dilute the flavour, but we'll see once we stick a build in and bring it back up top. But that's basically how it works. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy, nothing too complex or complicated. We will stick some coils in this. We're going to put some 5-core aliens from obviously proper Coils. So here we are, 5-core aliens, and it is 5 cores of 28 gauge Canthal wrapped in 38 gauge Canthal. So it's a full Canthal build. Dual coil 0.13, and it's 3 millimeter inner diameter. And there's the 5-core aliens. So we'll stick these in the deck and we'll wick it up, and then we'll bring it back up top and we'll see what I think of the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. So that's the Fat Rabbit RTA all wicked up, juiced up and coiled up. So we'll bring it up top and I'll give you my pros and cons on the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. So we're back up top with the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. It's sitting on the Odin 250C and we are vaping at 90 watts and dual coil it's coming out at 0.12. So I'm going to open fully the side airflow and open the bottom airflow fully and we'll give it a vape. Wide open, lots of clouds, not loads of flavour with both open. If you cut the side airflow down, it reduces the turbulence and reduces the noise and you get much more flavour out of it. So if you cut it down to one hole on the side and the bottom airflow wide open, it's still a noisy RTA. It's going to be a noisy RTA, I think, regardless of what way you set it up, but you can tweak it that it's not as turbulent. You're still going to get that noise from it, but it's not going to be a turbulent vape and it's not going to annoy you as much. Apart from it having good flavour, which it has, another pro is the 5.5 ml capacity, even though it is a straight glass, which is very good. A lot of RTAs have bubble glasses and they need the bubble glass to get the capacity up, but this is 5.5 with a straight glass, which I think is good. The build quality for the price is very good. It's not as good a build quality as you're going to get from Steam Crave, like the Aromamizer range, but for the price it's very good quality. I can't complain about the build quality. Cons, the main con for me is the fact that the wicking holes on the deck are very small, which means that it might struggle at high wattages to wick, and it's built for high wattages because of anything with a lot of airflow is built for high wattage vaping. So they really should have made those wick holes a lot bigger. I haven't had any wicking issues, but if I crank this up to 120 watts, I'm sure it's going to struggle. It just is the way it's built, but it doesn't take away from the flavour. The flavour's really good. The build quality is decent for the price, and if you can dial in your airflow to get away that turbulent airflow, which you can do. Like once you crank down on the side airflow, drop it down to one hole, open up the bottom airflow, you get good flavour, and it's for the price. It's pretty good. For me, it's like a cheaper version or a slightly less good version of one of the Steam Crave RTAs, like the Aromamizer Plus or V2 or any of those, and it's pretty decent. You really need to rake your wicks and make sure you thin them out. If you just stuff your wick in there, it's going to choke the juice and it's not going to wick properly and you're going to get dry hits. So dial in your airflow. Make sure you thin out your wicks plenty, and it should be a good vape. So that was the review of the Fat Rabbit RTA from Hellvape. If you enjoy the content, enjoy the reviews, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll be doing a live build stream with Nick Devine over on his channel on Saturday at 10 o'clock. So make sure you hit subscribe for Nick's channel as well. So it's Nick, or it's n.devine83. So head over there if you're into coil building and you want to learn something. Head over to his channel and you'll see me there Saturday night. I will be doing more build streams, reviews and pre-recorded coil building tutorials in the next few weeks. So if you like that sort of stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe, and thanks very much for watching. See you next time.